this video, we're going to take a quick look at the ROG Zephyrus M GM501 Ultra Portable Gaming Laptop. This is our latest ultra slim, no compromise gaming laptop and one of our first laptops to benefit from an 8th generation Intel Core i7. So what makes this a no compromise ultra portable gaming laptop? Well, for starters, it comes with a full powered desktop grade GTX 1070 with 8 GB of GDDR5. But that's not all. It also features a 15.6-inch tournament-grade IPS-type G-Sync display with a 144Hz refresh rate and 3-millisecond response time. Having these high-end components in a slim gaming laptop is great, but without having adequate cooling, the system will throttle back to prevent overheating. So that's why we've developed the active aerodynamic cooling system for the Zephyrus series. When you open the laptop, the bottom panel flexes open at the rear to increase airflow by 32%. And reduce temperatures by up to 20% compared to conventional cooling design. The internal fans also feature anti-dust tunnels to help expel debris and reduce dust buildup. Now with all this power, you might be wondering about battery life. And just like many of our other high-end gaming laptops, it's best to have it plugged into power for extended gaming sessions. However, when you're not gaming, we've developed an advanced GPU switching mode that will disable the GTX 1070 and just use the integrated Intel graphics for extended battery life when you're at work or just surfing the web. On the inside, you'll find an 8th generation Intel Core i7 8750H 6-core CPU, a GeForce GTX 1070 with 8 GB of VRAM, 16 GB of DDR4 memory at 2666 MHz, a 256 GB PCIe SSD, in addition to a 1 TB SSHD. And finally, we've got 2x2 802.11ac Wave 2 Gigabit Wi-Fi. There will also be a lower priced version available with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 graphics card, but of course it'll still have the same 6-core CPU and 144Hz screen. The keyboard is backlit with 4-zone Aura Sync RGB LED backlighting. The keys are also contoured with 1.7mm of travel for great feel. They also feature N-key rollover with a 20 million keystroke durability. On the right-hand side, we've got a single USB 3.1 Gen 2 port, Thunderbolt over USB Type-C, and a Kensington lock. On the left-hand side, we've got our headset jack, 3 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports, HDMI 2.0, and our power input. It weighs in at 5.5 pounds, and when it's closed, it's just 0.79 inches thin.
Today, I'd like to introduce you to my new best friend, the Alienware M15. This is Alienware's newest and thinnest laptop yet, which stays true to the industrial design that they are known for, but it also introduces a thinner and lighter concept for on-the-go gaming. At 4.76 pounds and a size of 14.3 by 10.8 by 0.83 inches, you will find that this new Alienware M15 is 18% lighter than the Alienware 13 and 30% smaller volumetrically than the Alienware 15. So it's thinner and it's lighter, but does that compromise on specs and performance? Nope. With an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 with Max-Q design and an Intel Core i7 CPU, at under 5 pounds, it's got the portability that we demand and the hardware to game wherever you are. This laptop also supports the Alienware graphics amplifier though, so if you want to use a desktop GPU, you totally can. The version I'm checking out also includes 16 gigs of RAM, a 512GB PCIe M.2 SSD, and a 1 TB hybrid drive. Now the M15 comes in Nebula Red or, like this one, Epic Silver, and it is constructed with magnesium alloy and copper from head to toe. This gives it durability and thermal management so you can rest it on your lap without it burning your legs off. Alienware uses their own tech, it's called CryoTech version 2.0, which optimizes cooling and maximizes overall performance of the machine. 2 intakes and exhausts cool the laptop from all sides, including an intake on the top. I just started playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and as I was testing this on the M15, I did notice how cool it stayed, though the fans got a little bit more audible. Now since this is an Alienware machine, you will notice the Alienware logo on the back, along with the power button on the front, both of which have a full range of RGB LED colors. The keyboard, which includes a number pad on the side, thank you so much for that, Alienware, also allows for color customization in the Alienware Command Center software. It's really fun to customize the 6 different zones on the laptop, or just make the whole thing a giant rainbow, kinda like my hair. The travel on here is 1.4 millimeters, and I was able to type on it at my usual typing speed with no issues at all. The trackpad doesn't feel like glass and is not as smooth, but it does get the job done. For content creation or daily browsing, it is precise and it's very accurate. The UHD screen is bright at 400 nits and it features 100% sRGB color gamut. It is a 15.6-inch 60Hz IPS screen at 3840 by 2160 resolution. You will notice that the bezels are thin on the sides while keeping to that thicker Alienware design up top and also including room for the webcam.
In this video, we're going to take a look at the ROG Strix Hero 2 notebook and the ROG Strix Scar 2. These two laptops have been designed specifically for the esports and competitive gaming community, and although they may look very similar, there are a few key differences. Each one specializes in different game genres, so the internal components and design are slightly different. If you're an FPS or Battle Royale player, then you're going to want to use the Strix Scar 2. It features an NVIDIA GTX 1070 to give you the high frame rates that you need for fast-paced gameplay. The WASD keys are also highlighted since those are the keys you'll be using the most. Now, if you're into MOBA games, the Strix Hero 2 was built just for you. It features an NVIDIA GTX 1060, and of course we've highlighted the QWER keys. Beyond the difference in the graphics cards, the internal specs are nearly identical between them. Both feature a 6-core, 8th generation Core i7 CPU, 16 GB of DDR4 memory at 2666 MHz, a 256 GB PCIe SSD, and an additional 1 TB HDD for the Hero 2, whereas the Scar has a 1 TB SSHD hybrid drive. Both models feature similar design cues like the offset ROG logo and the diagonal slash across the back. However, each one has a slightly different finish. The Scar 2 has contrasting brushed metal to create the diagonal slash, whereas the Hero 2 combines a brushed metal finish with a smooth anodized finish. On the inside of the Hero 2, the slash design continues with a brushed metal finish and 3D texture cyberpunk pattern similar to our Strix motherboards. The Scar 2 also features a 3D printed texture, but this has a Kevlar and camouflage design. The finish on both models is also designed to be fingerprint resistant. Their 15.6-inch IPS-type Full HD displays feature a 144Hz refresh rate and an extremely quick 3-millisecond response time. These laptops also utilize an ultra-narrow bezel around the display for a more immersive gaming experience. The dual-fan cooling system features two 12-volt fans with an updated design that allows for more blades, resulting in greater airflow and better cooling efficiency. For all of you RGB lighting fans, there are 3 AuraSync RGB lighting zones: the ROG logo on the rear, the keyboard, and then the light bar across the front. Each zone can be controlled separately and customized using the included AuraSync software. For connectivity, both feature a LAN connection, mini DisplayPort, full-sized HDMI 2.0, dual USB 3.1 Gen 1 ports, and a USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C connection. On the other side, there is an SD card reader and an additional USB 3.1 Gen 2 connection. For wireless connectivity, they use a quad antenna system that automatically selects which 2 antennas to use at any given time to optimize the 2x2 802.11 AC Wi-Fi signal.